You're entering the Blitz with your host, Matt Maldonado, on Madness4life News. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Matt Maldonado, here in FEMA Region 9 Los Angeles, and this is the Blitz Madness4life News, and it is September 23rd, 2012. It is episode number 23 and podcast number 52. I'm going to be getting into a couple of Judge Report news here right now. I'm a little bit late, I understand, because I had to do other podcasts because of what I was doing all week. Been busy. I'm going to be even busier next month. So the Blitz is almost over. There's literally about, I would say, one more week to go. Yes, this is the last week, and then Sunday is the last day. So then I'll be going on only for 2 days or a day at a time next month. So let's get into these news articles here right now from the Judge Report. This is from CNN. CNN finds returns journal belonging to late U.S. ambassador. 3 days after he was killed, CNN found a journal belonging to late U.S. ambassador to Libya, Christopher Stevens. The journal was found on the floor of the largely unsecured consulate compound where he was fatally wounded. CNN notified Stevens' family about the journal within hours after it was discovered, and at the family's request provided it to them via a third party. The journal consists of just 7 pages of handwriting in a hard-bound book. For CNN, the ambassador's writings served as tips about the situation in Libya and the Bangladeshi in Prasino. CNN took the newsworthy tips and collaborated them with other sources. A source familiar with Stevens thinking told CNN earlier this week that in the months leading up to his death, the late ambassador worried about what he called the security threat in Bangladesh and a rise in Islamist extremism. Stevenson's died on September 11th, along with 3 other Americans, when the U.S. consulate in Bangladesh came under attack amid a large protest about a U.S.-made film that mocked the Muslim prophet Muhammad. The California-born Stevens, I always say Stevenson, it's Stevens, joined the Peace Corps and attended law school before joining the Foreign Service. The career diplomatic co in 1991. According to his State Department biography, he spent most of his career in the Middle East and North Africa, including postings to Israel, Egypt, Syria, and Saudi Arabia, in addition to serving as the deputy chief of the U.S. mission to Libya from 2007 to 2009 during the rule of Gaddafi. According to the State Department, in May, 1 year after arriving abroad, a cargo ship to work with those involved in the upstart rebellion, Stevens was appointed U.S. ambassador to Libya. Next article from Judge Report. From the Associated Press. U.S. State Department blasts CNN report on Stevenson's diary. CNN reported on the personal journal of slain American ambassador Christopher Stevens over objections from his family, a State Department spokesman said Saturday. The news channel, in a story posted online Saturday, said that it found a journal belonging to Stevens 4 days after he died in a September 11th attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. Three other Americans also were killed. CNN broke a pledge to the late ambassador's family that it wouldn't report on the diary, said State Department spokesman Philip Ryan's, a senior advisor to U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton, in a blastering a statement. Raids called CNN's actions indefensible. The channel said in the story online that it took newsworthy tips, confirmed them with their other sources, citing an unidentified source familiar with Stevens, thinking. CNN said that the ambassador was concerned about security threats in Benghazi and a rise in Islamist extremism. In a statement Saturday, CNN defended its use of the journal's context and asked, why is the State Department now attacking the messenger? CNN did not intentionally report on the existence of a journal out of respect for the family, but we felt there were issues raised in the journal which acquired full reporting, which we did, the channel said. The public has a right to know what CNN learned from multiple sources about fears and warnings of a terror threat before the Benghazi attack, the channel said, which are now raising questions about why the State Department didn't do more to protect Ambassador Stevens and other U.S. personnel. Stevenson's family was involved within hours about the discovery of the journal, a hardbound book that included 7 handwritten pages. It was returned to them in a third party, according to CNN's online story. An Italian official took control of the daily diary from CNN in Benghazi at the State Department's request, and it is a route back to Stevens' family. The department said, given the truth of how this was handled, CNN patting themselves on the back is disgusting, Ryan said in his statement, whose first instinct is to remove from a crime scene the diary a man killed along with 3 other Americans serving our country. Read it, transcribe it, email it around your newsroom for others to read, and then call the family, Reuters asked. In a phone call with the Stevenson family, CNN agreed to abide by the clear wishes of the Stevens family and pledged not to use the diary or even allowed allowed to its existence until hearing back from the family. But 4 days later, they just went ahead and used it, he said. The diary was first mentioned on air Friday by Anderson Cooper following previous CNN reports that Stevens feared he was on an al-Qaeda hit list but did not mention the journal. Cooper said that some of the information in the reports was based on Stevenson's personal journal, which he said CNN came across in its reporting. In its online story, CNN said it found the journal on the floor of the largely unsecured consulate compound where he was fatally wounded. Asked to comment on CNN's report that Stevens was concerned about a hit list, Rines referred to a news conference last Thursday at which Clinton was asked about it. I have obviously no information or reason to believe that there's any basis for that, Clinton had said. And so with that article, last article for this podcast. I'm only going to do 3 articles today. Gibbs. No one misled over Libya attacks. This is from the Washington Times. Obviously not. Obama campaign advisor Robert Gibbs replied to Fox News Sunday host Chris Wallace when asked whether the administration was politically motivated when it intentionally mischaracterized the recent attack on the U.S. consulate in Libya. No one either intentionally or unintentionally misled anyone involved in this. Mr. Gibbs said, "We learned more information every single day about what happened. No one wants to get to the bottom of this more than we do." Some House Republicans have accused the president of intentionally misleading the public about the September 11 attack in Benghazi that killed 4 Americans, including the U.S. Ambassador J. Christopher Stevens. Susan Rice, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, intentionally said the strike was substantial. No, it's not substantial. It's but top officials can't even say that word. What is that? Said the strike was. Said the strike was inevitable, but top officials offered a different version late last week. This with Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton and White House Press Secretary Jay Carney calling it a terror act. Mr. Gibbs defended Ms. Rice, saying she was merely offering the best information the administration had at the time. The best information we had at the point in which she gave that answer is the answer she gave, Mr. Gibbs said, as we have learned more and as this investigation continues, I would appreciate we will continue to learn more facts about the awful assassination murder of our ambassador. And that is it for today. You can I know this is only 14 minutes. It's usually supposed to be an hour, but I got to end it very quickly. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me and tolerating me today. But if you want to subscribe to my channel, you can hit that subscribe button, or you can follow me on the links below, or you can follow Close to Modern. They're also on the links below. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me, and God bless America.